Thank you so much, Chetan Bharat Learning, for your support.
The faculty is they're really experienced, Chetan sir and all the other faculties.
I had a very good experience with CBL team.
The mock interview was very helpful.
Thank you, CBL.
Thank you so much, CBL.
That's our experience. Thank you.
Come to CBL for your HCS preparation. They have helped me through prelims, mains and now interview.
21 मई को होने वाले हरियाणा HCS के प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम के लिए जो सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ अब हम कर सकते हैं वो है मैक्सिमम MCQ प्रैक्टिस। आपको अपनी नॉर्मल रिवीजन भी MCQ प्रैक्टिस के थ्रू ही करनी चाहिए। चेतन भारत लर्निंग में हम स्टूडेंट्स को डेली 3 पोर्शंस में MCQ प्रैक्टिस करवा रहे हैं। पहली करंट अफेयर्स, जिसमें हम डेली MCQs के थ्रू लास्ट 1 ईयर के करंट अफेयर्स कवर कर रहे हैं। दूसरा स्टैटिक जनरल स्टडीज़, जिसमें हम सभी सब्जेक्ट्स जैसे कि हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटी, एनवायरनमेंट, साइंस एंड टेक, आर्ट एंड कल्चर, हरियाणा जीके, ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को MCQs के थ्रू कवर कर रहे हैं। और तीसरा डेली CSAT MCQ प्रैक्टिस। थ्रू दिस डेली MCQ प्रैक्टिस हम स्टूडेंट्स को मोर देन 6000 MCQ प्रैक्टिस करवा रहे हैं, which should ensure their best result in Haryana HCS Prelims exam. This video is part of that initiative only, which is going on in both Hindi medium as well as in English medium. To watch the complete video, enroll now by calling on the number given below or visiting our website www.chetanbharat.com. The link is given in the description as well as in the pinned comment.
Good evening everyone. So today's topic is going to be atomic structure and periodic table. So we are going to discuss it in the form of multiple choice questions. So I'll display the multiple choice questions on the board, and after that we'll discuss them and all the concepts related to that. So the first question says that the atomic number Z is equal to what? So for example, there is any element that is given to us, be it calcium, beryllium, boron. So every element in the periodic table has a periodic number. Fine. The periodic table is one that was represented in the last slide. So what is written here, that these are all the elements. This is the whole periodic classification of elements. Fine. So like these elements are referred to as metals. In between it is referred to as transition metals. The last group is considered as the noble gases. Fine. And the two groups that are at the bottom, they are considered as lanthanoids and actinoids. Fine. So this is the basic structure of the periodic table. So related to this only, whatever number is allotted to a particular element in the periodic table, उसे उसका atomic number कहा जाता है. So the question is, the atomic number is equal to what? So what is atomic number? The number of protons in the nucleus of the atom, number of electrons in the nucleus of the atom, both A and B, or none of the above. So we all know, if we consider the structure of an atom, there are 3 main particles in the structure of the atom. One is electron, another is proton, and then we have neutrons. So electron has a negative charge, protons have positive charge, and neutrons have a neutral charge. Fine. So atomic number is represented by the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom. The nucleus of the atom consists of protons. So atomic number represents the number of protons that are in the nucleus of the atom, and the symbol for atomic number is represented as Z. Clear? Okay, so this is the next question. So 2 atoms are said to be isobars. So now this is a new terminology that we can see, that is written as isobars. So what are isobars? So like I told you all, that for example, there is any particular element, say it is helium. Fine. So what is the atomic number of helium? Atomic number of helium is 2. And the mass number of helium is 4. Fine. So what do we have to see here, that what are isobars? Isobars are basically an atom, like two similar elements that have the same mass but they have different atomic numbers. So the atomic numbers are different but the mass number is same. So amongst these options, the answer is going to be none of above, but the answer to this is basically that what are isobars? Isobars are 2 atoms that have same mass number but they have different atomic numbers. Clear, all of you? So the mass number is same but the atomic number is different. This is the specific feature of isobars. Now the next question is, mass of a proton is, like I told you all, that there is a particular atom. The nucleus of the atom consists of protons, neutrons. So this is like a theoretical and a factual thing, that what is the mass of proton? The mass of proton is 1.0073 AMU. What is AMU called? The full form of AMU is atomic mass unit. In short form, it is referred to as AMU, but its full form is atomic mass unit. So the mass of proton is 1.0073 AMU. Fine. So the next question is, the mass of the element is what? What is the mass number of the element? Like I told you all just now, that there are two things. One is the atomic number and another is the mass number. Like we took the example of helium. I told you that the atomic number of helium is 2, but the mass number is 4. So what is basically the mass number of an element? It is the sum total of protons and neutrons in the elements. So what does an atom consist of? Atom consists of 3 main particles, that is protons, neutrons and electrons. So what is the mass number? Mass number is the sum of number of protons and neutrons in the atom. Fine. So what is the option going to be? The correct option is going to be option B. The mass number of an element is the sum of protons and neutrons. Clear, all of you? Next is, the atomic number of an element is equal to what? Atomic number of an element is equal to the number of protons in the element. Clear, all of you? So the alpha particle is known as what? This is a very important question. Many experiments were also conducted on this alpha ray experiments. So what are alpha particles? Alpha particles are the doubly charged helium ions. Fine. Doubly charged means helium. This is a neutral helium. Like you all know that helium is a noble gas. Fine. What are noble gases? First of all, in the group 18 of the periodic table, noble gases are present. Fine. The name of few noble gases are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. This is the the 18th group of the periodic table, and it is always told that the noble gases are the most stable gases and they are least reactive. Every atom in the, whatever atom is present, it always tends to go towards stability. Fine. So what are noble gases said? That noble gases are the least reactive molecules. So considering about alpha particles are denoted by this symbol. They are the doubly charged helium ions. Means this is a neutral helium molecule. But if two positive charges present, means it has 2 double charges. So we say that what are alpha particles? They are the doubly charged helium ions. Clear, all of you? This is the next question. Which of the following is incorrect about the electron? Fine. So it is negatively charged. We all know that electrons are negatively charged. This is the correct statement. The mass of electron is equal to the mass of neutron or proton. This statement is wrong. So the correct option is going to be option B. It is the basic constituent of atom. Yes, this is correct. It is the constituent of cathode rays. This option is also correct. Fine. So the false option, the incorrect option here is option B, that its mass is equal to the mass of neutron. Because the mass of electron is equal to about 1/1836 of the mass of proton or neutron. Fine. So this statement is incorrect, that the mass of electron is equal to the mass of neutron. It is not equal to the mass of neutron and proton. Rest all statements are correct, that it is negatively charged. It is the basic constituent of atom, like I told you before, and it is a constituent of cathode rays. Clear? Okay. So this is the next question. How many electrons are occupied in the M shell? Okay. So when we talk about shells, I'll give you a briefing about this. For example, this is the nucleus of an atom. Fine. Nucleus is the central constituent of the atom, and there are shells present around it. Fine. there are 4 main shells that are present, and we refer to them as the K, L, M and the N shells. Fine. If we go further into that, there are various subshells also, but currently if we talk only about the shells, कि जो atom होता है उसके आसपास बहुत सारे shells होते हैं, तो उन shells का नाम होता है K, L, M and N. And there is a certain occupancy up till which the particular shells can carry electrons. Electrons are present in the shells. Fine. So K shell can carry maximum up to 2 electrons. Fine. The M shell can carry maximum up to how many electrons? There's a formula to calculate it. 8 electrons. Fine. How do we calculate? So the correct option here is going to be 18. But how will we calculate it? We can calculate it by the simple formula 2n square. Fine. Where n is the number of the shell. We all know that L is the second shell. Yes or no? Fine. So how will we calculate it? That how many electrons are going to be occupied in the M shell. Fine. So how do we calculate it? The value of N is going to be 3 here because M is the third shell. So it will be 2 into 3 into 3. So it is going to be 18 electrons. Fine. So the maximum occupancy of the M shell is going to be 18 electrons. So 18 is going to be the correct option. Similarly, you can calculate by this formula for the other shells also. For example, you can calculate it for the K shell. Fine. So the shell number is 1. So it will be 2n square. So you put the value of n is equal to 1 here for K shell. Fine. So what will come? 2 into 1 into 1, which will make it up to 2. Fine. So maximum occupancy is 2. Similarly, for L also you can calculate. For the value of L, for L subshell, the value of n is going to be equal to 2. Clear all of you? So if we put the value in this, it will be 2 into 2 into 2, which is going to be 8. So it will be equal to 8 electrons. Fine. So this is how you can calculate that how many electrons will be occupied in particular shells. The main shells that we study are K, L, M and N shells. So now you can easily calculate that how many electrons are present in a particular shell. Clear all of you? So I hope this question is clear to all of you now. Okay. So this is the next question. Who discovered the electron? This is also a theoretical question. We all know that various experiments get conducted, only that leads to the discovery of particles. So these subatomic particles were also discovered by various discoveries. The subatomic particles consist of electrons, protons, neutrons. So the electron was invented by or discovered by J.J. Thomson. He was a scientist and he discovered electrons. Clear all of you? Okay, so now this is the next questions. Next question, we have just discussed about isobars, right? So I hope isobars are clear to you. We have discussed it in the previous slide. So now we have to see here, you are given two elements. One is nitrogen and another is oxygen. These are the mass numbers and these are the atomic numbers. You have to tell whether these two elements are isotopes, isobars or isotones. So now let me first of all clear to you the meaning of all these three terms. Like we have discussed in isobars, the mass number is same but the atomic number is different. But it is vice versa in the case of isotopes. So now what are isotones? Isotones are the atoms which have same number of neutrons. Fine. Like I told you, 3 type of subatomic particles are there, basically electrons, protons and neutrons. So what are isotones? Isotones are the subatomic they are the elements that have same number of neutrons. How do we calculate number of neutrons in a particular element? This is also a very important important way. How do we find out that the number of neutrons are equal in two given elements? We calculate the number of neutrons by subtracting the mass number from the atomic number. So if you get such type of question in the exam and you have to tell that whether these two pair is an isotopic pair or isobaric pair or an isotonic pair, for the calculation whether it's an isotone or not, what you will do, you will simply subtract the mass number from the atomic number. So if we subtract 15 from 17, what will come? It will come out to be 8. And similarly for oxygen, it will be 16 minus 8, which will be equal to 8. So the number of neutrons are 8 in case of nitrogen and 8 in the case of oxygen. So yes, we can say that these two are isotopic pairs. Clear, all of you? So this is an example of isotope, because if we subtract the mass number from the atomic number for nitrogen, that is 15 minus 7 is equal to 8. In case of oxygen also, 16 minus 8 is equal to 8. So these two are the pair of isotones. Clear, all of you? Okay, so now this is the next question. Newland's relation is called.
Hope you enjoyed this session. To watch the full video, enroll now by calling on the number given below or visiting our website www.chetanbharat.com or downloading our learning app Chetan Bharat Learning.